Right, switching to the greatest sport in the world, track and field. Jamaican athletes quickly shrugged off the disappointing world-release performances as the country logged all three English-speaking Caribbean wins at Friday's Diamond League meet in Doha, Qatar. Among the marquee events was the women's 100 meters, which saw the return of the legendary Shelley and Fraser Price to the Diamond League circuit. But it was the Clayton twins who reigned supreme. Tia, a Paris Olympic Games finalist, took the top spot in a world-leading 10.92 seconds, with Tina finishing second in 11.02. Fraser Price was fourth in 11.05 seconds. The Jamaican triumphs continued in the men's 110 hurdles, where Olympic bronze medalist Rashid Broadbell recorded a season's best 13.14 to take the win. The momentum kept building for Jamaica in the women's triple jump, where Olympic silver medalist Shanika Ricketts got the better of Olympic champion Thea Lafond of Dominica. Ricketts leapt 14.72 meters, with Lafond second with 14.39. The region also had a podium finish in the men's javelin, where two-time world champion Anderson Peters of Grenada finished third with a season's best 85.64 meters. Trinidad and Tobago's Keshawn Walcott was fourth with 84.65. In the women's 400 meters, Shade Williams of Barbados finished fourth, 51.32 seconds, while St. Vincent and the Grenadines' Shafiqua Maloney placed fifth in 51.54. Jamaica's Romaine Beckford cleared 2.20 meters to finish fourth in the men's high jump, with teammate Raymond Richards, the world indoor bronze medalist, placing sixth at 2.15 meters. And Donald Thomas, the Bahamian world champion all the way back in 2007, well, he was just outside the top 10 with a clearance of 2.10 meters. And Jamaica's Frederick Dakers finished seventh in the men's discus, recording a best throw of 64.81 meters. Adele Tracy of Jamaica placed 12th in the women's 1500 meters, while there was a disappointment for Malik James King, who fell in the 400 hurdles. By the way, Donald Thomas finished 10th in the men's high jump. It's amazing that he is still going. I feel as if he's been around forever. But all eyes, Lance and Mariah, were locked on that women's 100 meters today, because the new guard of Jamaica sprinting taking on the old guard, led of course by Shelley and Fraser Price, the 38-year-old. In the build-up to the Diamond League event, she said that she wanted to race more this season, because although she's 38 years old, although she's won so many global titles, you want to be racing, you want to keep that competitive edge. And because of injuries, she hasn't been able to do that over the last two campaigns. And yeah, this was an important race for her, I thought. And from my standpoint, I thought she was pretty good. 11.05, second race of the season. She had a 10.94 with a 3-meter win behind her in Kingston.
You're not counting the parents' race on our child's sports day.
That was the best one, though. Trust me.
I'm only talking about World Athletics sanctioned events.
That was so good, though.
I get you, yeah.
So I thought it was a good performance today, but the Clayton twins look good. Tia was in the Olympic final last year, so no surprise, but great to see Tina coming back as well with that 11.02 clocking.
Yeah, and of course, as juniors, Tina had been the more successful one with World Junior titles and so on. But good to see both of them running so well and making a 1-2 finish here as twins. Maybe this has never happened in Diamond League competition before.
It hasn't.
Right.
Yeah, it's a great storyline. And, you know, I think it's also a good look for Jamaica when we think about, for quite some time, everybody was wondering, you know, when Shelley Ann Fraser Price steps away. We know Elaine has been struggling with her injuries and everything, and then Sharika. But it's just a good look when it comes to the future of a female track and field in Jamaica. And I think this would have everybody feeling a bit good, looking at these twins, you know, at the forefront of this race. So I think, you know, those who were worried could rest assured. It was a thrilling match today.
Yeah,
race.
and one of the things I'll say, right, Tia and Tina Clayton were in that race. You had Shelley and Fraser Price. And I think that the girl who is going to be most dangerous from the MVP camp in 2025 was not there.
Who is that?
At least the girl who I thought was most impressive at the World Relays.
Slowly?
Oh, yes, Lance.
Okay.
You're on the pulse. Crystal Slowly.
Yeah.
She's the one I think who will be most dangerous this year.
She looked good at World Relays for real.
Oh, yeah, she looked awesome to me.
I agree with that. I like Shanika Ricketts.
Yeah.
I like her personality. I like her humility. And I'm really, really happy whenever she wins.
Yeah.
I just think she's a fabulous young lady. And I'm happy to see her winning at Diamond League again.
Yeah, and it was good to see Thea Lafont performing well too, because she didn't compete for most of the indoor season, only went to the World Indoor Championships and didn't successfully defend her title, but she wanted to be there. And now she looks as if she's on her way to being back to her best for the Outdoor Championships in September.
And your thoughts quickly on Broadbell?
Looked good.
Yeah,
Looked good.
I thought so.
13-1-4. That's a quality time at this stage of the season. The last time he ran this well early in the season was the last time he was at the MVP Track Club. He's back there now.
Yeah.
The key thing for him is that he has to stay healthy, because that's been a problem.
I think 13-1-4 is the time Ryan Brathwaite won the sprint hurdles at the Berlin World Championships back in 2009. And before the break, I just want to say quickly, I side with you on that Donald Thomas thing. He's going to be 41 years old in a couple of months.
Still
he was world
competing.
champion in 2007.
Yeah.
Wow, he's something else.
He doesn't like when we mention that he's 41 years old and still competing, though it's a natural part of what he does. All right? We're out of time for this segment, but don't worry, we'll talk a lot more track and field next week. Let's go to a break and come back with Interactive, which will include nominations for the SportsMax Class Moment.